Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Stormedegree 14 here, and today I'm going to be doing another reaction video of the Nostalgia Critics, his review of the movie Hoodwinked. Now, this is a movie that I'm pretty sure the few of us know. It's been in the back of our heads way back when in the childhood, that time when Cartoon Network would just put on random movies to try and keep us entertained or to try and show us something new. And this just happened to be one of those ones I remembered. The animation is freaky as hell for as long as I could remember. And honestly, it's a very weird parody of Red Riding Hood. With that being said, let's see how Doug Walker will tear this thing a new asshole. Make sure to like and subscribe to me and Nostalgia Critic too. Make sure to do that to him first, actually, before me. And make sure to watch the video before watching my reaction. With that being said, let's waste no longer. Let's get on with the video in 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, Doug Walker. Malcolm Ray. Camera Chambers. Doug Walker, Hitcherd, Walter Banaska, Jim Ross, Ian Wade, and Chaplin and Buster. Ah, I got it. Yes. Yep, Doug and Rob. And Fard Muhammad. Let's go, Nostalgia Critic.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic.
Hi.
Guys, remember it so you don't have to. Guess a lot of people have opinions about this.
Yeah, this was a weird... My favorite character was the Squirrel. He just stalks so fast.
Movies most people can agree on, either being really good or a cinematic proctology disappointment. Then there's movies like Hoodwinked that people seem to be all over the map on. Released in 2005, the film played off the popular trope of retelling fairy tales from a different point of view.
Right.
A lot of people were even calling this a rip-off Shrek at the time, but
that is
really
a good
it was
point.
a pretty popular trope even before then.
Yeah.
I've heard everything from people
Yeah,
loving
books
this
did
movie
this
to
before
people
movies.
despising it, and I don't know. Thought it was okay. Alright, admittedly, I did not have any interest in seeing this movie because...
Okay.
Well, look at it. I like to say this looks like a direct-to-video film today, but let's be honest, you'd buy it on video, look at the quality, and throw it in the dollar bin immediately after buying it.
Yeah.
This is one of the cheapest-looking animated films released on the big screen. Clearly, there was little money put into it, aside from a few kind of big names at the time. And after a friend told me there were surprisingly a few laughs in it, I checked it out, and that sums it up. There's plenty of cringy moments too, but for a movie that clearly didn't have much of a budget, I think it did well for the little it had. There's a lot of weirdness to talk about, so
well, I mean, from what I remember, this movie was honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. And also, this is a pretty funny pause. I mean, look at it. Look at it. The wolf and the pig are both staring off into space. They're not even looking at the guy when he's talking. So, yeah, animation budget very low.
Let's jump right into it. This is
Hoodwinked.
going to age well and not age well at the same time. Hoodwinked.
So this is a 50-50 video?
Played by David
Got it.
Acton Steers, starting this exactly how you think a film like this would start, saying you don't know the real story of Little Red Riding Hood.
Correct.
It's just like they always say. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Yep.
Okay, here's a perfect example of why this film isn't lazy, it's just cheap. You could have just opened the book to a picture from the film and it starts. No one would complain. But it's a pop-up book, you fly into the pop-up book, and the pop-up book slowly becomes reality. That is trying harder than a film with this budget needs to, and little moments like that do add up.
I mean, that is a fair point, I guess.
It does look like Elf Bowling 5.
Is everything okay?
Oh.
Yeah, sure thing. Come on in.
Elf
Red
Bowling.
Riding Hood, played by
Yeesh.
Anne Hathaway. After these, but before these, so she wasn't quite the megastar yet. And she approaches the Big Bad Wolf, played by Patrick Warburton. Warburton's one of my favorite voices to listen to. His delivery is unlike any other.
Yeah.
Imagining him doing this old lady voice in a recording booth is kind of my everything.
Who are you?
I'm your grandma. Now come on over here. Let's have a look at you.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could pass for a drunk B. Arthur.
What big hands
I mean,
you
that's
have.
true.
All the better to scratch my back with.
What big ears you have.
All the better to hear your many criticisms.
That's a really good line.
All right.
He reveals himself just as a tied-up granny in the closet jumps out, and the hunter bursts in.
Yep.
Random spot for the title, but I guess we are randomly stealing Roger Rabbit's font, so it's kind of a random
No,
moment.
I didn't realize
The
that.
police are called, led by the narrator, a detective named Nicky Flippers.
Yep.
Well, son, one
He's got a dog.
side of the cat.
Already we have an animal owning a pet.
And walking a dog is the only thing that can out-weird this concept.
Yeah.
If you're like me, you thought this movie was dead on arrival with this joke.
Why do they call you Flippers?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah.
You know the phrase disco's dead? Disco jokes should follow.
Yeah.
So the film is sort of a play on
guess.
Rashomon. Rashomon. I don't know. I should let them make the corny jokes. Each suspect is called into a room to tell their side of the story, starting with Red.
Here's a story I hope you'll like.
Okay, I'm gonna say at the start this isn't a good musical. Not because this song is particularly bad, but because I completely forgot this was a musical.
Oh.
Any film that makes me forget that did something wrong.
Can someone show me a different day?
Up to food fight you
Okay,
go.
that's...
Oh, I can't say that.
Oh,
At
no.
least move in this movie.
Ooh, nice outfit. Always Red with you.
She sees her friend named Boingo, a bunny played by Andy Dick. Remember him from Little Red Riding Hood? He did it.
I did not know that.
Today?
Someone took all his recipes last night.
Are you still running the cable car?
Yeah.
His detailed backstory emphasizes more how little he plays into some master plan. Not really, anyone could be the villain in this.
Well, I guess you could say that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nostalgia Critics already spoiled, but yeah, that bunny is the villain. But the fact that it looks like anyone could do it, I guess maybe helps that to try and make a mystery, or maybe it does the opposite. Who knows?
This is a bunch of businesses going out of business because of Goody Bandit stealing a lot of places' recipes.
True.
Red is afraid her granny, played by Glenn Close, might have her recipe stolen next, but she's not too worried about it.
Please, dear, you just keep the recipes there and everything will be fine.
Yeah, keep the fear where it should be, like on this creepy hellbird.
Oh.
Can't go away. Who's gonna ride the goodie bike?
Oh dear.
I'm just the woodpecker.
If Uncanny
I couldn't
Valley
tell what
had
you
an
were.
animatronic, he'd be the little bird on the shoulder.
Oh dear.
Red decides to take the hidden recipes from her home to Granny's, assuming they'll be safer there.
Yeah.
Isn't exactly the greatest hiding place. It's kind of like taking the
No.
first drawing of Mickey Mouse from the Disney Museum to Disney's house. I think someone's gonna look there. And she runs into Boingo operating a cable car.
They're gonna
Right.
shut down everyone in the forest if we're not careful.
Oh.
Your hints to him being evil are about as subtle as a guy named Doom being a villain.
True.
She lands okay, but she runs
See?
into
Point
the wolf
taken.
who wants her recipes.
You can't hold on to those recipes forever.
My off-screen fall to save on animation can only go so far.
We don't arrest people
Yeah.
for being creepy.
Yeah, Bruce, know that guy we got in the tank?
The creepy one?
Yeah, better let him go.
Huh, I was wondering why I haven't seen him in a bit.
Okay, that was a solid enough
Rachel
joke, I
Goat,
guess.
Who by far has the best design in the movie, and
Yeah.
one of the funnier jokes about why he always sings.
The mountain witch done put a spell on me 37
Yeah,
years ago.
this guy.
And now I gotta sing everything I say.
Still doesn't make it a good musical.
No, of course it doesn't.
Wait, what am I talking about? Hearing all the horns this thing has is incredibly important to the plot. With that said, though,
Oh.
these horns are pretty funny.
Got horns that hang my other horns.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared.
They have that
I
one.
don't think of any other animated film when a song sings "Be Prepared" over and over.
Yeah.
Pretend you didn't show that.
Oh. Why do you have to show the modern one,
Be a
too?
minecart to a shortcut to Grandma's house. Clearly, the one in Looney Tunes was more efficient.
Yeah.
They literally go off the rails when suddenly Granny appears, telling her to use her hood.
My word, does that minecart keep flying?
I was prepared.
I forgot about that.
I want a Mega Man style game based on his horns.
Honestly, that'd be a pretty fun game, actually. But yeah, like, did you see that? Like, the minecart just kind of flew, like, for a good minute, I think, in that scene. So, yeah, they don't obey the laws of physics, either.
Makes it to Grandma's house, and everything we saw earlier
my
takes
God.
place. They ask the wolf his side of the story, and again, Warburton really knows how to make a good line work.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Wolf?
I'm a shepherd.
God, that's funny.
I'm a
Turns out
shepherd.
he's a reporter going undercover to find the identity of the Goody Bandit.
More recipes go missing. The trail has gotten hotter.
Yep.
Oh, he's not played by a real black wolf. I don't know what
Oh,
suspects Red might
you
be
had to go
moving the
there.
goodies for the bandit, so he has an accomplice follow her.
Oh, yeah, this guy,
Figure out
Twitchy.
The animation on the sped up character is really good or really bad.
Undercover, got it. Yeah, nobody sees, nobody knows. Click, click.
Why not both?
Yeah, I'm surprised. You can be
As
both.
a sheep, come on, you knew that was coming at some point, and
Yeah.
he tries to get some information.
Who does she work for?
How should I know? I ain't that curious.
Give him money.
The word in the herd is she's been known to take the cable car up the mountain.
First of all, why does the sheep have, like, Elvis hair? And second, why does the sheep need money? I mean, like, what are you exactly buying? I mean, like, what, do you have to pay the farmer or something? I don't know. Pointless question, I know.
Now,
But still.
I'm wondering if the rest of the sheep in this herd look like the Sopranos.
Exactly.
He encounters Red like before, but we find
I was
his
thinking more
attack
of
was just
Elvis's
a
hair.
reaction to his tail getting caught.
Oh,
At this point, you can put together a lot of the story is going to be playing off of what you just saw was motivated by something different.
Yeah.
The creative and outlandish ways they incorporate it is what makes it pretty fun. Plus, some of these lines really are great.
So, can we eat?
Sure. You hungry for failure?
Oh, yeah.
that was a pretty good
Get
one.
to Granny's, but not through the best shortcut. It's not always great. Finding the best spot for commercials can sometimes be
Good time in there, as always. Nope. Sorry, but as much as I'd like to watch the ad, I cannot.
Miss Story callbacks with this, thank you.
Oh, well, I think I went a bit too far. Because I didn't... Yeah, here it is. Sorry.
The wolf finds his way to the minecart Red was on, but accidentally blows it up.
Wow, that's nice and bright. What kind of candles are those?
I know this one. Dinamite! Ah, it must be Italian.
We've got enough Christmas Story callbacks with this, thank you.
Yeah, oh, that's where the joke
Okay,
came in.
make it
Okay.
to Grandma's house, where the mask and dress, it turns out, is just merchandise from her being a hit baker. I'm
Oh.
sorry, but this is pretty creative.
Is everything
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, sure thing.
Again, everything goes as before, and they bring in the hunter, played by Jim Belushi, to tell his side of the story.
Yeah.
I can do the cowboy accent. Howdy, partner.
I apologize to the bird earlier. This is clearly the scariest character in the movie. He looks like a kid
yeah, look at his
from outer
eyes.
space without the makeup.
Yeah.
Bunyan cream has the soothing formula.
He says he's actually not a hunter at all, but an actor who's auditioning for a Paul Bunyan cream.
Arg? What are you, some kind of German pirate or something? We'll look at your tape and we'll give you a call, okay? Thanks for coming in. Have a nice life.
Gex was a bitter director after his video game career.
No, wow, I didn't put that together. That guy really does look like Gex.
He doesn't get the role, so he goes back to his job driving a schnitzel truck.
Oh.
So this
I
is
need to
an
not look at his
unplay
face,
level
it's
of We
terrifying.
Happy Few, correct?
Yes! Yes!
Again, this film would
Ugh.
totally fall apart if this musical number wasn't included. They were
Yeah.
told to add songs at the last minute, weren't they? Nobody will
Mm-hmm.
make it if it's not a musical, huh? Hey Frank, you remember that schnitzel song we made up when we were drunk? Put on sheet music, will you?
Yeah.
His truck is robbed, and you're still having trouble with the suspects dwindling down.
Maybe someday somebody will open up a great big goodie shop and we can all work for that little guy.
It'll be called Schnitzspicious. He gets called back to the audition, so he trains harder to become a convincing woodsman. He messes up cutting down a tree, though, and runs to hide. Where else? At Grandma's house.
I think it's safe to say that our thespian friend here knows the least about anything of anyone in this room.
We
Yep.
arguably could have just cut this from the film, but we got high and started doing funny voices with Jim Belushi, so we animated it. Granny is the last one called in
Yeah.
and gives maybe not the best intro line.
The only crime I've ever committed is making my goodies unlawfully delicious.
Grandma's cookies
boring.
wishes her goodies were as buttery sweet as mine.
Oh.
She reveals she's really into extreme sports, even getting a triple X tattoo, but with G's, that really cracks me up. And she
Yeah.
kept it from Red the whole time. She even enters a
How did she keep the
snowboarding
tattoo on the
competition.
neck the whole time?
Careful, Gandhi Pocket, or
Uh,
you'll just get hurt on these
Right, the
slopes.
Terminator.
We got an insulting enough accent with Belushi.
Yeah.
I will say this is probably the best animation in the film. Yeah, it's clearly not Disney or DreamWorks, but there is some real life to it. It has a lot of energy. She gets thrown off a cliff, but she manages to save herself, still win the competition, and take out the people who tried to axe her.
Wow.
She then runs into Red while parachuting away.
Oh, right, that was the illusion part.
Oh, she wasn't flying. The animators just didn't have enough money to animate the parachute. This is making so much more sense now. But how she get wrapped up in the closet?
Yeah.
That is so dumb. I think it's the biggest laugh I got in the flick.
I do.
Again, everything goes as you saw before, but Red feels
Yeah. Also, what's kind of funny is he didn't say this, but I do remember this part. I weirdly remember this movie. That what happened next is that the squirrel guy, the really fast squirrel, was actually locked into the room when the wolf was dressed up as the grandma. The entire time they were like fighting, and eventually she just started headbutting the squirrel enough times on the door to break it down. And I think that's just such a dumb one. That's why she just suddenly appeared out.
Betrayed because she has to stay home and be a delivery girl while Granny goes out thrill-seeking.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even been outside the forest. Don't you think I want more than that?
Of course you do. You're a bucket.
Hey, PG rating? Oh, wait, that means you can get away with one.
Oh.
She still feels betrayed, which, yeah, is a little weak seeing how the bandit is still out there, and I guess we need to mope for a little bit rather than go look for him.
Yeah.
Even then, they sneak in a good joke here and there.
You know, one other thing is that if she's a suspect, why was she just allowed to leave? That's another question. Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't allow her to leave anyway, so this scene also doesn't make sense as well as being pointless.
Hey, look, it's Little Red.
Oh, yeah. See? They just let her by. Oh, come on.
Man, this is a place where everyone would fall for Superman's disguise.
Exactly.
See someone steal her hood and recipes, and yeah, I love how they reveal this like it's carrots so-say. Even the 2-year-olds had this figured out.
Yeah.
Bring in a police sketch artist. No? Make it a cartoonist.
Dude, again, this film's trying much harder than it needs to.
Come on.
Another bit of animation that goes the extra mile is when the wolf gives the squirrel coffee to make him go even faster.
Oh, yeah.
Go get him, boy.
That was my favorite part of this.
Given a film where the big picture looks cheap, the little touches can really save the day.
Yeah. He goes, coffee! Yeah, baby! It's the best part of the movie.
Boingo to his cable car headquarters, but she
Ooh.
gets captured.
When you're hopping on down the bunny trail.
Is this like song 4? How did these leave so little an impact on me? As you'd guess, he sings about opening his own business, stealing everyone's
Yeah.
recipes, and am I insane, or is that the Dragon Ball Z font?
Oh, wow, it
We
looks a
don't need
lot
to
like
stop
it.
him. Japan's insane copyright claims will take him down.
Oh, boy.
You've been hoodwinked, baby.
Roll the
That's title
credits.
of the movie.
We know.
Blow her up in the cable car, but Granny and the others sneak in to try and get her out. As you'd imagine, all their talents come into play. Even Red's ability to talk to birds. Yeah, what was her thing again? Oh, escape artist.
No, I think it was she was the martial artist, but then again, we already saw that, and she failed miserably.
Yeah, sure. We got like 5 minutes left. Granny and her get out together, and the bandits are caught by the cops. And you know, how am I supposed to take this line?
Not prison, not for a cute little bunny rabbit.
The same way he's gonna take whatever happens to him in prison. Okay, I'm thinking too
I
hard
hope
about it.
not. Oh, dear.
Not in that way.
He cracked himself up and he broke character. I mean, to be fair, yeah.
Something up there.
I take after my granny.
I lie about everything. Like when people ask me what happened here, it's gonna be way different. Everyone has a happily ever after. In fact, they even try to build a sequel around it.
Yeah, which they ended up doing anyways.
Happy ending. I'm part of a secret organization that makes sure that
Happily ever after
How's
agency.
that fare out? Well, this one's okay.
Yeah.
I guess I can see how someone wouldn't be into it with its awkward animation and occasional joke that misses. And
Yeah.
similar ideas have been done before, but I do give credit to this film for what does work. Despite
Yeah,
the
but by the way, hold up, real quick. Is that the... I feel like I recognize this Stork character from some sort of product placement. This guy looks weirdly familiar. I'll need to think about it. Hold on. You'll probably see an image of it soon.
Despite the obvious low budget, you can tell everyone is doing the best with what they have. The
That's true.
actors, the writers, and yes, even occasionally the animation. I don't think it's anything great, but there's way too many good things in it to say it's bad. I honestly think it's an okay film for kids that's given just enough creativity and decent humor for adults. I guess people are all over the map with it, but for me, I think it's a good enough time.
Good enough.
I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Okay. Well, bye.
Making my goodies unlawfully delicious.
Okay, I can see that.
Every
Alright. Alright, so I guess that makes sense for that. I mean, that movie, I remember that movie pretty well in the back. My favorite character in that was always the squirrel guy. Alright, so it's a good enough. That's pretty nice to hear from Doug. I mean, honestly, yeah, there's very awkward animation. A few solid jokes, I guess, but overall, I think he makes sense with what he talks about. Whereas the wolf voice actor, I forgot his name, I'm sorry. He has the most iconic voice of any. He knows how to make a good line deliver, so he's definitely one of the bigger characters. But yeah, this movie was pretty interesting, actually. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people think it was a fever dream, even I did for once, but I think I remember watching it at some point. I was like, oh, this wasn't a crazy dream I had? Much like the scary Godmother movie. Yeah, yeah, but it's interesting to hear that he thinks it's a good enough film. I mean, I don't think it would work well enough in today's world. I mean, as a little kid's movie, definitely, but as for a medium kid or adult, not really, not at all. So I agree with him that that's how it would work. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the reaction. I know I did. Make sure to like and subscribe to Nostalgia Critic. Make sure to like and subscribe to me. Be sure to check out my other videos in the channel in the description below. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Bye!